Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Brian and Jim with Drink a Beer and Play a Game, and today we're checking out Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
Released in 2006, this game was developed and published by, once again, Midway. Now, this came out on the PlayStation 2, the Xbox, and the Wii. Oh boy, the Wii. Anyway, this is the last game storyline-wise in the original story of Mortal Kombat before the reboot. So, let's see how this all finishes up.
So graphically, this game stayed basically the same as Mortal Kombat Deception. It looks great, there's tons of animations, there's a hell of a lot more characters. Each character can have different outfits, there are some additional stage fatalities now, and overall, it looks damn good. However, we will just say it didn't really improve anything from Deception. So, as you see from our scores, we kept it the same. I gave it a 9, Jim gave it an 8. I'm only going to add one beer, because we would have liked to see some kind of minor improvement.
The sound. It's fine. The game runs on the same engine that the last two have, so not that much improvement-wise, but there's a lot of music in the game because, well, it takes it from almost the entire series. So there's a lot of old school classics in here, plus a few new ones that are perfectly fine. The voice work is fine again, and the voice acting has gotten progressively better over the series, so there's a plus there. Nothing spectacular, but definitely above average. We both gave it 8s, and I'll add one beer for the nice fly sound effects on Draman. The control seems to be a little both tighter, but it also gives you a little more leeway, because it seems like pulling off combos is a lot easier, but on the reverse side, the game can also lend itself a bit easier to button mashing, and just by doing that, you'll pull off combos you weren't expecting, so
Jim!
I don't know what you're talking about. There's a definite give and take there, but like before, you have the breakers, which are easy to pull off. Switching between your fighting styles is flawless. It's as good as the other games were, maybe just a slight bit better. So just for those slight improvements, we're going to give it 9s. We really like the control in this game, what can we say? And I'll give it one more point for the button mashing. Ha!
Oh boy, the gameplay. Just like the graphics and most of the things me and Jim are saying, this game stayed pretty close to Mortal Kombat Deception, except for the following. 1, this is by far the largest cast of characters ever in a Mortal Kombat game. I mean, they included everyone from every previous title leading up to this point, even all the boss characters. So that was goddamn insane, and we love that. Some new features, though, include the Create a Fighter. Now, this was an era where creating your own fighter or creating your own character was popular in most of this generation's titles, so it was just natural for Mortal Kombat to include that in here. It's a fairly deep system, considering it's their first try, and we actually liked it. It was just a nice little touch. But aside from that, they also added the Combat Cart, which we love this thing. Now, no, it's not as deep as Mario Kart, but trying to compare just a little mini side game that was thrown into a major fighting title is unfair. It's still a lot of fun, though. Me and Jim, we played a few times. The races can get intense, and it's just awesome to see some of your favorite MK characters shooting shit at each other from these cars. We applaud them for that. Other than that, though, there are some changes that have been made, which we weren't crazy about. For one, they reduced down to only 2 fighting styles per character, one with a weapon and one without a weapon. It's not terrible because it helps keep the gameplay a little more focused and you're not trying to switch around so much, but I guess with so many characters they just had to reduce the number. The biggest problem I had, and the thing that kind of kept this game from being perfect in my eyes, is they fucked up the Fatality system. Now, in Deception, we were so happy. Each character had 2 fatalities, there was a ton of stage fatalities, which don't get us wrong. They actually increased the number of stage fatalities, so we were happy about that. But now they have this kind of create your own fatality system where there's just a random assortment of things you can do to your character, like ripping off an arm, pulling out a heart, breaking a neck. It's fine, it's still gory, but what is Mortal Kombat known for? Those goddamn signature fatalities. Everybody loves seeing Sub-Zero use his freezing ability, or Reptile eating the head off people. Now they're just all generic, and that hurt it for us. And finally, the Conquest mode. So Deception took the original Conquest mode and really expanded the idea. And then this game took that and took it even a little bit further. With a little bit more fleshed out controls, it was better, and the story was a little more complex this time. Still not our favorite thing, and it might not be perfect, but we appreciate all the effort they put into this game. As you can see from our scores, I still love this, and I kept it at a 10 strictly because I still have fun with this fighter. For me, Mortal Kombat is more than just a game that does fatalities, and I can always have fun with the stage fatalities. Jim, on the other hand, he gave it a 9. I'm going to add 2 beers because it really did piss me off they took away the unique fatalities for each character. So to keep going with the originality, so this game mechanically didn't do a lot different from Deception, except for all the things I just got done mentioning. You have the new fatality system, you have the kart racer, you have the creative fighter, and you can kind of call the Conquest mode more original, but it's really not. There's not a lot to say. They did throw some unique things here, but overall it wasn't completely revolutionary. As you can see, we could only give it 7s. I'm not even going to add a beer, because I can't really fault them at this point. How much more can the creators of Mortal Kombat really throw at you?
Holy Christ, the replayability. Well, you have a gigantic roster of fighters, so go through the story mode. You have all the infinite fun with multiplayer. You have all the different fighting styles for each character, and the kart racer, while definitely not the deepest kart racer around, it's still a fun time waster.
Jim's hating on it because he lost twice.
I am not hating. You have 1 attack and a boost, and that's it.
Still better than Mario.
It is not better than Mario Kart.
Sounds like a Nintendo fanboy to me.
Girl Chameleon's better. And, of course, you have the Crypt, which always has that good, crazy amount of unlockable goodness. What can we say? It's been 10s for ages now. These games give you your money's worth. And I'll add 1 beer for the inclusion of the kart racer. Why not?
So overall, as you can tell, this is an excellent, excellent game. And really, if it wasn't for the fact that they fucked up the fatality system, this would, without a doubt, be my favorite Mortal Kombat game. I love just the overall amount of content you have. I love how many characters you can be, the kart racing. Hell, I even did get some mild enjoyment out of the Conquest mode. It just really pissed me off. They fuck up the fatalities, and it would have been almost a perfect game in my eyes. So in the end, Jim and I, we both gave it 9s. As you can tell, that's 1 less than I gave Deception, and really, I'm a stickler for those goddamn fatalities. But either way, when we combined all the scores together, this gets an 8.7. Some people might not like the 3D style of fighting for Mortal Kombat or not care about half the characters, but for Jim and I, we love having that much variety in our game, and it felt like one of the most complete Mortal Kombat experiences you can get at that time. And not to mention, this was the last major title in the original Mortal Kombat storyline for a long time before we would get Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. When it comes to the beer pairing, I'm going to have to go with the Blue Moon Belgian White. This is a beer that is really easy to drink, has a decent amount of flavor, and you're going to need something that you can stay up with all night while you're playing your buddy, or hell, at this point, you can even play online. We enjoy this beer. We know some beer snobs will give shit because people like to garnish it with an orange, but fuck them. If you don't like flavor, fine. Doesn't mean you have to give people shit for drinking beers they like. Why not try these two out together? As always, guys, thanks for checking out yet another Mortal Kombat review. Be sure to check in next week as we try and close out the remaining Mortal Kombat reviews and maybe one more top 10. Till next time, guys, cheers.